Hey, what's up everyone? I hope you're all having a wonderful day or night, but for now, let's get into the video.
I accidentally called a grown man a good boy today. I was at my favorite coffee shop and I was walking out, and as I was walking out, there was a man who was coming into the coffee shop, so I politely held the door open. Now, whenever I held the door open, the door clicked open, so then you couldn't, so it was propped open. And I was about to reach to shut it because it's summertime and it's hot outside and we don't leave doors open. But he was already reaching to close it. So I looked at him and I said, "Oh, good boy."
Okay, and then what happened? Did he say woof? Because if he did, you're good. If he didn't, maybe he needs more training. Either way, thank you for sharing your kinks with the rest of us.
One important lesson for today. Men will value you based on the things that he's doing for you rather than the things you're doing for him. So let him spoil you. Let him treat you well. Let him invest in you. Let him plan everything, because this is the way he's going to appreciate you the most. Not for the things you will do for him, but for the things he's doing for you.
Exactly. See now, knowing nothing about men with me being one, I can consider myself lucky learning everything about men from women. It's pretty obvious she knows more about men than me because she slept with a bunch. Men fall in love through what they can do for you and not what they get in return, so you must have done a lot for every man you've been with because you're still single. I mean, sure, why not? We'll go with that.
That moment when you didn't settle for less and now you're in Paris. Remember, you deserve nothing but the best.
Like what, like a croissant? Soup de poulet? You forgot about your first video, so don't say you didn't settle for less. Go with the same idea and say, I just stopped doing everything for men and I'm alone in Paris.
We are no longer flipping off men. It takes them a little bit longer, but it hurts a little bit more.
Well, he can whip it out and show it to you right there, but I think he's trying to be nice. He's instead gonna point at the scale and laugh. And me, since I promised myself I'm gonna keep this polite and respectful, I'm gonna say only that with you, not even 10 inches will reach the spot.
Everyone's saying, why do you rent? Why do you rent? You could spend so much less on a mortgage. Guess what? I talked to a lender back in November about a $630,000 townhouse, like 40 minutes from the city, from DC. The mortgage, with principal, interest, taxes, all of that, $5,000 a month. Wrong. Imagine if the AC breaks, if you need a new fridge, that's another couple $1,000s there. So whatever you pay in rent, that's the max you're gonna pay. But what you pay in a mortgage is the minimum you're gonna pay. Trust me, I've considered. But imagine a cute little townhouse, 40 minutes from the city for $5,000 a month. Now I'm living at my parents' house, but wow. Oh, and that was if I put $100,000 down, which I don't have, but hypothetically, I was like, if I put this much down, how much would the mortgage be? For a 30-year loan, like a typical normal loan, it was nothing special. So, these house prices are insane, and they just don't want us to ever own property, I guess. I don't know.
So then go against the system and buy properties. Easier said than done, I know. Keep in mind that I don't know anything about the prices outside DC, so I could be wrong about everything. In my head there's this: you now live with your parents so you don't even pay rent. Save all the money you would have spent on rent, cut down on eating out, and when you decide to move, go for a house that is not $630,000. Now again, if that's the cheapest house you can find outside DC, then I'm wrong about everything. But if it's not, and since you are single, go for a house that it's big enough for you. Add some improvement, or if you ever move with a man and the two of you will need something bigger, the both of you can add some improvements to the house you've bought, sell it and buy a bigger one. If anyone knows the prices outside DC and I was completely wrong, please let me know in the comments.
Why is going on dates literally so embarrassing? Like, ooh, I'm dressing up to meet a stranger in the hopes that I'll find love. Like, that's literally so embarrassing.
No one told you to dress up, you did that on your own. Say yes to a walk or a coffee date and you can wear jeans and a t-shirt. It's gonna be only you and him in a relaxed environment and you can just be yourself.
I saw someone on TikTok say that male loneliness is an epidemic, and I couldn't agree more. And here's why. The funny thing is that as women, we were programmed to think that when a man is using us or is kind of taking advantage of us, it is always for the physical intimacy or for sleeping with us, basically. But As things have evolved and changed, I think that there's so much more to why a man will stick with you and talk to you and give you breadcrumbs way beyond the intimate part, but way beyond the physical intimacy. And the reason for that being that if you think about it, like, look, I'll give you an example. When I was doing 9 different certifications in the world of spirituality, psychotherapy, neurolinguistic programming, in every course, predominantly, there were more women, which showed me that there are so many more females who are interested in working on themselves, doing the deeper work, connecting to their bodies, connecting to their emotions, evolving. Whereas a lot less men were doing the self-help work, we're buying different courses, we're trying to grow in that way, spiritually, mentally, emotionally.
Well, I don't know about you, but I can appreciate her for explaining us about the male loneliness. And she explained everything and she did it quite well, but in case you've missed it, I'm gonna... That one day when I was driving and I stopped at the intersection, I realized that men are lonely and women are working on themselves. And on that night when it was heavily raining, there was no soul in sight, and I just realized that men are lonely and women are working on themselves. And I was making myself some French fries the other day, and of course it's because of men are lonely and women. Okay, I'll stop. Now be honest, would you be surprised if I told you that she's a spiritual healer and coach?
The only reason you can't stop thinking about them, even though you know you deserve better, is because subconsciously you are attracted to them to heal a deeper wound. They activated all those themes of rejection and abandonment. But instead of ruminating about them and giving them all your power, here's what you're going to do instead. Every time your ex now comes to mind, you are going to dethrone them and start imagining them obsessing about you because it's their loss anyways. What did you actually lose? Someone who didn't give you enough attention? Somebody who invalidated your feelings? Somebody emotionally unavailable and avoidant? Ew! That now gives you the ultimate ick. Your thoughts are now focused on your future, building your dream empire, creating a 10 out of 10 life without them. They have now become the catalyst for the ultimate version of you and your brand new identity. You now know your worth and will never settle again. And if you want more support upgrading your identity so you can catapult into your dream life, stop thinking about your mediocre ex, then join the waitlist for the upgrade in my bio. It's launching next month and you're not going to want to miss it.
Oh, I will miss it, but I'm sure your followers won't. They're gonna pay money to hear some more of this crap. You're a goddess and it's his loss anyway. Well, what if it isn't? That's your answer to everything, being delusional? Imagine he's obsessing over you. Build your empire. You're still serving fries on a day-to-day basis for minimum wage, 12 hours a day, every single day. You don't have time to build empires. Not everyone wants to build empires. Some people are just happy with who they are and what they have. All they want is to have someone normal in their life, someone they can build a relationship with. And they should absolutely stop listening to you.
This guy who I haven't spoken to in years slid into my DMs yesterday. He said, thinking of you, and I was like, oh, interesting, so what made you think of me? And he messaged me this photo. Turns out he was in the supermarket, specifically the dairy aisle. At least I'm still running through his mind.
I know, right? I wonder what you do for a living. Oh my god, I love your sweater. Does it come shaped like that, or... No, I just realized what you do for a living.
I'm feeling messy. I matched with this man on Hinge. Let's call him Dave because that was his name. And he says he wants to take me on a date, except Dave is a spontaneous guy. And I say, Dave, that's totally fine. I'm more than happy to meet you on a day and then us have no plans and just figure it out as we go. That sounds fun, except I am not down to do things last minute because my work schedule and lifestyle just doesn't really allow for it. On the 4th time that he hits me up, it's a Friday and I have a date. So I tell Dave this. I say, Dave, I actually have a date with a pretty lady tonight because she made a plan. So we're going to go and do that plan. And Dave proceeds to say, can I come? On my first date? And I say, absolutely not. And he says, why? Be spontaneous. She'll love me. It'll be so much fun.
And he was right. It would have been so much fun. But I also get that you were worried Dave was gonna leave with your date, so it was probably a good idea to not let Dave come.
I asked for a 24-carat necklace and my husband made me this.
Is the husband a jeweler?
He's probably not a jeweler, but he is a genius. Anyway, this is gonna be it for today. As always, I do hope you enjoyed it. If you didn't, I still appreciate you for making it this far. Thank you all so much for watching. Stay safe, and I will see you in the next one.